Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Cameron Talks Football. In today's video, I'm going to be doing the 2022-2023 NFL playoff predictions. I know I did one before, but that was not the updated version. That was when I think it was like week 16 before the Bills and Bengals played and the Damar Hamlin injury happened. So now that that is all set away and done, we are going to be looking at the updated version, and I'm going to be saying why I think each team will move on and who I think the Super Bowl champions will be this February in Arizona. So if you look at it, we're going to go to the screen right now. Um, First, we're going to be looking at the AFC side. That's why the NFC side is a little blocked off. The Jaguars, they got in this spot because they beat Tennessee in Tennessee to get that four seed, but that forced fumble by that safety that came off the edge. Josh Allen picked it up and scored pretty much the game-winning touchdown because the Titans were not able to get that game-winning drive. I believe it was to tie the game or even just to win the game. They were not able to get it. Trevor Lawrence has been playing great. He's been able to air the ball out more. His production from his first year to his second year, from having Urban Meyer now to having Doug Peterson, is a big jump because Doug Peterson has won a Super Bowl, so he does know how to coach pretty decently well. I don't think he's going to win Coach of the Year. I think that should be Brian Dable of the New York Giants because the Giants have not made the playoffs, I think, in like 5 or 6 years, and that team has been struggling since before getting Brian Dable, and they deserve it. He definitely does deserve it. The Giants definitely do deserve to be in the playoffs. And I think that Giants Vikings game could actually be a toss up. I don't think it's going to be as easy as some people think. I think the Giants could possibly win just because. We're not going to get into that right now. But the Chargers, the Chargers are injured on both sides of the ball because of their coach Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley was playing their starters in a meaningless game in Week 18 when I'm pretty sure they were locked into the fifth seed no matter what. Even if they won or lost, they were locked into the fifth seed no matter what. So for some reason, they did it. Mike Williams got hurt. I think he's unlikely to play. Joey Bosa got a little banged up. I think he still is going to play, but is not going to be the at 100%. That is for sure. So, with all that being said, I am going to be taking the Jaguars. The Jaguars are going to be moving on to be playing the Chiefs. We're not going to be doing that matchup yet. We're going to be looking at these two teams, the Bengals and Ravens. This game, I don't think will be close. The Bengals have all pretty much all their starters except two offensive linemen, and I think two or three offensive linemen, but I think they will be able to figure that out just enough to get Joe Burrow enough time to be able to throw the ball or hand off the ball to Joe Mixon out of the backfield. But the Ravens, they do not have Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson suffered a knee injury against the Broncos in week 14 or 13, I believe. He has missed 5 games, and it does not look like he is going to play. It is very unlikely, they said. It is an uphill battle to be able to play in this game. I don't think he should play in this game, even if they say he can, because if they lose and Lamar Jackson can't figure out a contract agreement, he will not be able to get that money that he does want to get. So that is why I believe the Bengals will move on. This game right here, not even close, not that much to talk about. The Dolphins are starting Skylar Thompson, Teddy Bridgewater. Could have given him a little bit of a chance. I think that game would have been a little closer if they had Teddy Bridgewater, but he is not playing. So, and the Bills have pretty much all their starters. They're playing for Damar Hamlin. They're writing the Cinderella story right now. I think this game's not even going to be close. It is going to be the Bills. Now, when you look back up, this game, I think it could be a little bit of a good game here. I don't think the Chiefs are going to win by a lot. I think it'll probably be like one score, but I still think the Chiefs are going to win. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Jared McKinnon, Isaiah Pacheco, all those people on that offensive side are able to move the ball quite effectively without even having Tyreek Hill, they are the best offense in the league without Tyreek Hill. They had a better offense this year than last year than they did with Tyreek Hill. Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator, he is in the head coaching carousel. I believe he does deserve it. I believe he does deserve to be a head coach just because of what he's able to do from last year to this year with the Chiefs offense, not having Tyreek Hill to be able to stretch the field downfield. So I think the Chiefs will win, but the Jaguars will put up a good enough fight to make them look like they are a team to look out for in the next couple of years. They just need to be able to build more pieces around Trevor Lawrence, like a better offensive line. Because I believe the offensive line and the second and the I would say the corners for the Jaguars is what's going to lose the Jaguars this game. The Jaguars are going to lose. The Chiefs move on. All right. This game right here. This game, honestly, I think will be a good game. I don't think this. I think this game might be held at a neutral site. I don't know. They both have the same record, and I think the Bills have. I think the Bengals have the higher seed, so it is going to be played in Cincinnati. I think that does play a big factor. I am calling an upset right here. I am calling the Bengals to upset the Bills in the divisional round, ending the Bills' Cinderella story a little bit short just again. The Bills come up short of the championship game and the Super Bowl. Once again, Joe Burrow and Josh Allen. This is going to be a gunfight. They're going to be throwing the ball as many times. They're going to be throwing for at least 300 plus each and 2 touchdowns. I don't think this is going to be that much of a running game. I think this is going to be like a non-effective running game at all. Maybe in the red zone it'll be a little effective, like within like 5-yard line to get a touchdown. But other than that, I don't think it's going to do that effective against any defenses. So I am calling the upset right here. Now, the rematch of the championship game of last year. This game, I think it's going to actually be held at a neutral site. And that neutral site is going to be Atlanta, Georgia, the Falcons Stadium. This is going to be a good game, that is for sure. I like the matchup. I like the Bengals in this actually, just because the Bengals have the Chiefs number every time they play them. They just have a way to beat them every time. It is crazy. Until I see the Chiefs be able to beat the Bengals, I'm going to keep picking the Bengals to beat the Chiefs every time until the Chiefs beat the Bengals. So that is why I am picking the Bengals to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. Next, we're going to be looking at the NFC. So if we look over here, the Eagles have the bye week, so they are moving on to the next week right there. So we are going to put them right there. Next is the Cowboys and the Buccaneers. This actually is a cool stat right here. The Cowboys, they are 11-1 on fields that are turf. But other than that, they have lost like pretty much every game except one that are on grass fields. The reason that this is so effective is because when a player plants their foot in turf and churns, it's faster, and they're used to that. But grass, it digs in a little bit more, which makes your steps a little bit slower if you're not used to playing on grass field. And Tom Brady is 7-0 or 8-0 now against the Cowboys, which does put a little bit of a factor on the Cowboys. I think if the Cowboys lose this game again, they actually I don't think Cowboys fans will agree with me here, but I think they need to slowly start to look away and find a new quarterback for the franchise, because I don't think he is it. He missed like 4 or 5 games this season, Dak Prescott, and somehow leads the league in interceptions or in total interceptions and turnovers, I believe. I know it's definitely interceptions. I think also turnovers too. In the league with missing 4 games, which is not a good stat to have, missing 4 games and still leading the league in interception. So I think Tom Brady is going to win that game right there. Let's see. So we look at this right here. So I think the Giants and Vikings game. I am calling the first upset of the wild card weekend that we are going to see on Sunday. I think the Giants are going to beat the Minnesota Vikings. The Giants have been playing good football. Daniel Jones has been throwing the ball actually effectively. Barkley has been running the ball pretty well, and that defense has been able to make plays when needed. On the other hand, Kirk Cousins and the Vikings, they have a really bad point differential. I think they've lost by more points than they have won when they have played games. Like when they lose, they lose by a lot, and when they win, they barely win. And with this Giants team, it takes just a little bit of a slip up, I would say, for the Giants to make a statement and take the lead. So I think Kirk Cousins and these lights that he does not play well when it is prime time will catch up to him, and the Giants will move on. Right here, this game, not even close. I'm going to be calling it right now. This game will not be close. The 49ers are going to annihilate the Seahawks. If the Seahawks win this game, congrats to them. I will make an apology videos to the Seahawks if they win this game. If not, then it keeps going. I think Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers are going to win this game. If Brock Purdy makes it to the Super Bowl, or better yet, even wins the Super Bowl, I think he should be the starter for the 49ers, and they should be looking to trade Trey Lance because they could actually get a first round pick out of him because he has not really played that much, and he only got injured week 2, and I think he'll be able to have a fast and speedy recovery. So I think they can still get a first round pick out of him to a team that needs him, like the Texans maybe, or a team like the Colts, or one of those teams that do need a quarterback really badly. Or maybe they could even trade him to Seattle because Seattle has enough first round picks and they do need a quarterback. And without having to worry about a quarterback that they want falling to them, they can get a quarterback that they know has potential right away in Trey Lance. So I think the Seahawks are going to lose that game and the 49ers move on. Next, it is the Eagles and the Buccaneers. I think the Eagles are going to win this game. I think Tom Brady he's not going to retire this year. I think next year will be his last year. That is for sure. But I think the Eagles are just a little too much for the Buccaneers defense because their defense has been playing pretty bad. Tom Brady will be able to keep them in this game, but it's going to be their defense that's going to make them fall short by just giving up too many big plays, and Tom Brady's just going to have to try and do too much to make a comeback, and it's going to fall just a little short. So I think the Eagles and Jalen Hurts and that offense is what's going to carry them. Their defense is what's going to be their issue in this game. I would say this is going to be a little bit of a shootout, but it's going to be their defense. It's going to be both of the defenses that are going to be playing bad, but the Eagles' offense will prevail and they will move on. This game will actually be a little bit of a good game. I still think the 49ers will win. I think this will actually be a decently good game, more than expected of what people think. Daniel Jones has been playing good. That whole offense has been playing good. That defense is doing just enough, like enough to be able to make some statements to win games. So I still think Brock Purdy and that great 49ers defense will win that game with Defensive Player of the Year, Nick Bosa. I believe he is going to win Defensive Player of the Year. Next, right here, we have the 49ers and the Eagles. This is going to be a good game of a good offense versus a good defense. I think it's going to be the Eagles offense versus the 49ers defense. And I think the 49ers will win this game to move on to the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts' shoulder is going to be wary from that last game against the Buccaneers, and I don't think they're going to be able to throw the ball as effectively as they did in that last game. So we have the 49ers moving on. This game is the Super Bowl. We have two high scoring teams, a high scoring offense and a high scoring defense. I don't think this is actually being a high scoring game in points. I think it's going to just be a shootout of defense versus offense. And I think it's just going to be going back and forth. This is going to be like a 24-8, like 24-17 game, a one score game. And I think that the 49ers, if Brock Purdy actually plays good and throws for around 250 yards without any turnovers, because if you turn the ball over on that Bengals offense, they will capitalize and score. So if Brock Purdy plays good all the way through here, he is going to win that team a Super Bowl, and I think he will be the starter. So this is what I believe the 2022-2023 playoffs will look like. If you guys don't agree with me, make sure you guys do drop it in the comments. And until then, I'll see you guys later. Peace.